Tell me, just the last 24, 48 hours, what have the conversations on the team been like just about not allowing a performance like that to become a habit?
Well, it's been pretty good. I think we've handled that pretty well just by letting that go, not think about it too much. 'Cause the next game comes so fast, you have to forget. But you gotta learn from the past games for sure. But then let that go and move on.
How have your goals and maybe objectives from a personal goaltender standpoint changed this year from last season?
Well, of course, I knew coming in that I might be, or I'll be the second goalie if I make the team, and it's not the easiest job always when you don't play too much. You just practice more, and yeah, you gotta find a way to be ready when the time comes to play, and it's not always the easiest to stay ready, but that's my job, and I've tried to do the best I can with that, and I think it's gone pretty well so far, but still learning.
Have you talked to anybody about that challenge of just like, how do I try to get those game reps without being in a game?
Yeah, just gotta find that in practice, one way or another, and yeah, still learning.
What was it about your performance last year that you've tried to remember and remind yourself about that was so effective for you?
Not thinking about it too much. I think that's how I always go about things. So try to take that from last year to here.
How's it felt different for you in net this year?
Not that different. I feel like we do a pretty good job not allowing too many shots during the games, but then at the same time it's kind of hard to stay ready when that breakaway or whatever comes at your way. So trying to find a way to stay ready in those situations too. But I feel like it's been okay, but still trying to get better.
How are you also becoming just comfortable with the Senators organization, being around the players a lot more?
I feel like I'm pretty comfortable around here nowadays. I've been around the guys for long enough. I feel like everybody is taking me in really well, since the day one, to be honest. And everybody's so nice and friendly. It's so easy to come in.
Brady called you a stone cold killer the other day. Would that aptly describe your personality?
Oh, I don't know. You have to ask the guys, I guess. But I mean, maybe. I guess I don't know.
How would you characterize yourself?
I don't know. Pretty chill. I don't stress about things too much. I don't think about things too much. I love to have fun, but yeah, I'm not the noisiest or talk the most, but yeah.
Was there an example from maybe your minor or junior career where maybe you weren't the number one guy, but you were called in to become the number one guy because of injury?
Not really. I feel like I've almost always been the number one guy. Maybe start of the league season, pro in Finland, we shared the net a lot, but then we had a lot of injuries, myself and the other goalie, Blomqvist, who's in the Pittsburgh organization now, and maybe at the start of the season I was the number two, but then we always switch around who was injured and who was not, so I don't know, that was a kind of a weird season, but mostly always I'll be the number one.
If you do get the start tomorrow, what's your approach against the Washington Capitals, Ovechkin, a lot of guys like that?
Yeah, it's same as every game. I don't really care, I guess, who I play against. Of course, you gotta know who's on the ice at what times and stuff like that. But at the same time, just always gotta be ready.
You mentioned you've been a starter almost in every team that you've played with growing up. How much does it give you confidence now in this position where you could be starting a lot more to have that experience of being a starter and settling into a job where you're going to play more?
Yeah, I feel like it helps with because I've been in that situation before. It helps me not to think about it too much. Oh no, I'm going to play a lot. I have to do things differently because I don't. So it's a little more comfortable in that way.
Going to start. Nobody likes to sit, and I'm guessing you might be at the top of that list. What do you take from that, assuming that you're in tomorrow?
I kind of just have had the same mentality my entire career. You just, whenever you get the opportunity, you go out there and you work as hard as you can and you play to the best of your ability. And outside of that, there's really nothing else I'm controlling here. So I don't really, it's about all I take from it.
hugs you for the moment, and then the next moment moves on.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone wants to play. I think it's pretty obvious. I don't think I need to say that. I don't think there's a guy you would ask in this league that's like, you're going to say he's happy sitting out.
Yeah.
What was the conversation like? Like Travis said he talked to you guys because it said it was a tough conversation just for that one game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to go over what specifically was said. They have decisions to make as a coach staff. We got a lot of good guys here that play at a high level, and they got to make the decisions. And whatever they do, that is their job. My job is when I get the opportunity to go on the ice and play, I'm going to go out there and play and work as hard as I can.
Does it change your motivation or anything, just in terms of how you're practicing, how you're playing?
No. I thought my game has overall been decent over the last 3 or 4 weeks outside of the last game. So just going to keep trying to build off that every opportunity I get.
Does motivation change when you're facing an old team and teammates? Yeah, there's always a little bit of that, but I've played them a few times now, and there's nothing that's overly new. So it's every game's important, but at the same time, it's just another game. So, what were your observations from Monday's game? And I know that might be an off-the-charts game here and one and done, but what did you see from the team?
Yeah, I just saw some areas that normally were really effective in, like our forecheck. That's probably the biggest thing that stood out to me. It wasn't as effective that game for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe we have to tip our hat and say that like they were breaking the puck out really well, and some teams do that, and your forecheck's not going to be as effective every night. But that was the biggest thing I saw that normally makes us really an effective team and grind teams down is our forecheck and controlling the puck in the O-zone and getting on top of teams and taking away that time and space, and that wasn't quite as effective as it has been in the past.
What have the conversations been like just in the past 24, 48 hours to make sure you don't let a performance like that happen again?
Yeah, it's a lot of mental focus on coming into the game and making sure we're mentally and physically sharp. It's not something you don't want to overthink. You know, you play one bad game. It's not like all of a sudden the sky's falling. So we don't want that mentality, but at the same time we want a desperate urgency that we're not in the spot that we want to be long term, and we got to have that in the back of our minds and play like that matters.
Are you a resolution type guy? Are you setting any for 2026?
No, because I think that should be just a year-round thing. You know, shouldn't wait till the new year to be doing those things.
God, I'm interrupted. Tomorrow, a game you're anxious to get into?
Yeah, no, it's a big one. So it's an opportunity for us to set the new year off on the right foot, and it's gonna be two good teams going at it, and should be a fun one.
Safe to assume your last game's an easy one to bounce back off of.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot in that game that we're gonna learn from and be better because of it, and it's no, you don't want to end the year with a game like that. So we'll just leave it at that.
How do you maybe just explain this team? Like, you've gone on winning streaks and then losing streaks. Like, why do you think that's been the case where you guys have kind of been streaking in either direction?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard league. It's a hard league to, every team's a great team. There's some best players in the world. So I think a lot of it's just our own doing, I guess, and just I think that's a good thing in the grand scheme of things that if we just trust what we do here, trust in each other, then we kind of control our own destiny. And when we don't play that way and don't do that, then the losses follow.
What have the tone of the meetings in the last 24 hours been like on the team messaging?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been honestly positive. It's a game that we all didn't like, and it's not that we thought we played well and played solid and the coaches didn't. We all agree that we were very bad and not up to par and how we want to play. So but I think for us it's you got to use it as a learning lesson, use it as motivation, and so it doesn't happen again.
After a game like that, how do you personally reflect on maybe what you could have done differently, how you could have maybe led in a different way?
I mean, a lot of that's every game it's that thought process, win or lose, and for me it's just there's a lot of ways that I can be better on ice, off ice, and
that's just something I just continually work on, no matter if it's a win or a loss.
How do you guys need to come out for tomorrow's game at 1 o'clock, different time too?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be nice that it's just wake up and play. So not much thinking going in there, and physically, we just got to take ownership on us as individuals that we got to be ready to play, and I think we have that mindset. Our mental side of things will be there, but physically that will be there as well.
What's kind of maybe been your mindset? You've been up and down lines with Cousins, Bathurst, and obviously with Tim. Like, how much does your mindset change in the way you play when you're playing with different players?
Nothing changes, to be honest with you. I don't care who I play with. I think we have a ton of great players on this team, and we can give a bunch of different looks into identity for lines. So as a player, I could care less who I play with because we have such great players, guys in this room that I love playing with.
After that game, David Perron said he went out to his ODR and cleared the slush off for an hour. Is there something you do to try to get a game like that out of your mind?
Honestly, it's just over the years just kind of moved past it. It was a later night, so just went to bed and woke up and just try to have a positive mindset the next day, and that you can't really do anything about it now. So, yeah, I mean, everyone has different ways of kind of dealing with stuff and flushing out. For me, it's just I rely on my family, rely on my friends, and rely on my teammates in here.
Team USA is announcing its Olympic team in a couple days. Just what would it mean to you just to make the Olympics and maybe go with your brother as well?
Yeah, well, already on it. So, very lucky, very honored, and I'm excited to see who I'm going to go to battle with.
Will you be up at watching that at 8 o'clock on, I think it's Friday morning on the Today Show just to see?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm up, we'll see. So, I don't know. I know it'll be on social media, so I think it'd be cool. I had no idea how they're releasing it, so I'll definitely tune in and see, and be excited to go to battle with those guys in a month.
Do you know ahead of time though? Maybe will the players know before the Today Show, or do they find out from the Today Show?
I have no idea how that works. So I don't know. I'm assuming they'll be getting a call before, getting a heads up, because I think that's how it's going to go. So I don't know, but I guess we'll have to see.
Will you be watching Canada's roster in 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's probably already on right now, so we'll probably tune in and see who made it or didn't make it.
How much are you maybe looking forward to the smaller ice, just with the way you play and kind of liking to be physical?
Yeah.
With the smaller surface?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm one of the few that's going to like the change, I guess, but obviously won't know until we get there and see if it really is a difference maker or not, and but yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
You yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, talked about the importance of today's practice. Did you get what you wanted?
Yeah, it was good practice. A lot of good energy, good puck touches. Guys were sharp today.
Was that the key? Puck touches?
That was part of it.
Execution?
Part of it. Did some system play as well.
What have been the tone of the messages maybe today at practice? And I know you mentioned yesterday kind of urgency and pressure, but what's the tone been?
From
your messages to the team just in the past 24 hours?
again, we're not sitting here making drastic changes in our play or some drastic change of my tone. I think we're pretty honest with our group from a day-to-day basis. We don't change because we lost. We obviously talk to them why we lost, how we think our game was, where it needs to get to, what changes we need to make. And our group is usually very responsive.
Maybe just on Nick Jensen, just what's kind of been your message to him kind of over the past couple of days playing in?
Tough decision. Much like I think I said in this room, when you got 7 guys that you like on the back end, there's going to be someone sitting out that isn't going to be happy. And that's part of the NHL. I don't expect Jens to be happy. He's a good player in the league. He's been a good player for a while. We went that way. It could very well change from game to game.
If he is back in the lineup tomorrow, what kind of a response are you expecting from him?
I'm not worried about any kind of response from Jens. His game's fine. Every time a guy sits out, you usually get a pretty good game out of a guy, but I also don't look at it like he was playing terrible. it's just the way we want to go. We like all 7. Someone's got to not play, but I'm not just looking for a response out of gents tomorrow. I'm looking for a response from our group.
One of the things that those 7 have learned, Travis, is that you need them, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, good teams have players sitting out that are good players.
What's maybe the balance for you the past couple games? You've been mixing and matching your lines at times, especially on the forwards. That balance between trying to have chemistry with certain units, balls.
Yeah, I mean, it's not complicated. If we're not playing good, I'm going to change the lines. We've had a long stretch where we've had a lot of the same combinations. The other night I switched fairly soon, fairly early. Was looking for a spark. I did it in Toronto after the second period. It's something that I'm not afraid to do. I've done it in the past, but we haven't changed the lines a lot for a while because I've liked our game, quite frankly. And threw it in the blender a little bit the other night.
What have you maybe liked from really Greg's game of late? It seems like the past maybe month or so he's really kind of.
Yeah, his game's coming into form. I think he's just playing better. It's not one specific thing. I think he's been cleaner with the puck. He's skating better. I think he'd be the first to admit he had a bit of a slow start. It's never a lack of compete when it comes to Rids or Care. His game wasn't sharp. It looks sharper now. He looks like he has more confidence. He's skating a little better, like I said. And he's one of those players that you like to have. He's hard to play against. And, you can't have enough guys like that.
How would you like maybe his versatility, especially with Pinto back, just having those 4 centers?
Yeah, it's nice having Rids that can play left, right, center. He doesn't really care where he plays. He's a total team guy. The other night I threw him back on his line. Pintz was a little rusty. Flipped Pintz around, trying to find a spark. Today I had Rids with Hallie. You might call it a 4th line, but Rids is confident enough to know that he finds a way to play 15 to 19 minutes playing on the 4th line or the 3rd, 2nd. He's a valuable player for us.
Obviously, last year your team made the playoffs. This year, that's the goal again.
Yeah.
Are you guys feeling a little pressure just because it's amplified to try to get back there and maybe even improve on that goal?
Well, there is pressure. It's the NHL. There's supposed to be pressure. We've talked to our group about that a lot over a year and a half. Embrace it, like it, enjoy it. Yeah, there's pressure to win. This year, a little more. The whole league is tight, especially our side. There's going to be pressure the whole way through, but you're also not going to win every game. That's the reality. There's probably going to be 10 games left, and there's going to be pressure. Is there pressure to win tomorrow? Yeah, I love it. But that's what you want as a hockey player. And but it's also not. You're not going to panic when you lose a few games because you are, and the league is that tight that you're going to play well some nights and lose, and you're not going to play well, and you got to find a way to win. And I think we've probably played better than our record, and we got to find a way to win those games.
Did you go back at all and look at the last time you played Washington? Obviously, a blowout. Power play was working well. It was kind of just
a little bit.
So long.
Yeah. I mean, you're always looking back at videotape. There's a lot of time spent in the coach's room watching tape. But that was one game. They played the night before. So it's a long time ago, too.